Welcome to the Art of Quantum Healing, where we speak about trauma, mental health and healing. I am your host, Lisa Nadler, and I'm thrilled to have you come into my energetic field. In this podcast, I will be sharing my own personal experiences to guide, teach, and help pave the way. We'll also be welcoming so many other divine souls who have overcome trauma and found happiness, health, wealth, and next level abundance through mind, body, and soul connection. My mission is to help women high vibe and thrive with inner peace, passion, and purpose.
Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Art of Quantum Healing. Today I'm going to be talking to you about something that has really been coming into my field lately, and I've been noticing it a lot with people with where we are right now and where things are within this world, and we seem to have lost a lot of inner knowing, inner strength, inner being. And what I'm seeing a lot of at the moment is that people are validating and seeking their happiness from an external perspective, or from validating from a person. Like they're looking for someone to fill their happiness cup. I call it a happiness cup, because when your happiness cup is overflowing, you can give so much to more to the people around you, including yourself. So at the moment, what I'm feeling is a lot of people are going out and they're seeking to fill this inner void that they're feeling, because they're feeling very depleted. Or maybe you're feeling a little bit like you've lost a part of you, or there's a lot going on around you and inside you that is tending to make you second guess yourself. Or it's maybe bringing you into a space of just not feeling in that beautiful space of knowing, in that balance, in that grounding, in the vibration and energy of who you are when you're making decisions, when you're really solidly balanced in your sovereignty, and you're channeling exactly what your needs are, and you're really feeling a sense of just oneness, and that your life is flowing. And I'm not talking about external, I'm talking about internal. So there's nothing, when things are coming up, you're allowing yourself to move through them. You're going into a space of awareness. You're going into a space of a trust and that deep knowing of what is happening right now. You're absolutely always taken care of, and you're always abundantly full of happiness and joy. And it's very hard to be in the space when you start to second guess yourself, or you start to seek validation from somebody else. When you can really set yourself into a place where you can go within, where you can allow yourself to trust and believe that you've got this, and you always do, that you don't need outside validation. You don't need to seek any answers. You don't need other people's approval, and you most certainly do not need somebody else to tell you that your worthiness is abundantly anything that you're wanting, you are worthy of, and you can ask for, as long as there's that beauty universal flow and you're not making the universe your bitch. So what I want to really give you is some ways right now that you can go within to seek. You can take back yourself back. You can take what you're looking for externally, and you can find that beautiful answer within for yourself. And you can do this from a flow-based reality, not from a reality of, very trying to feel it. And it's just like, it's like that you feel like that you've got to keep really pulling within, and you've got to really like, it's hard. It's a difficult state of understanding what's going on. So when you can really bring yourself into your sovereignty, when you can bring yourself into that grounded, beautiful vibrational energy of flow-based mentality and flow-based inness, you are able to open up things from a different perspective. You are able to open up and connect to the higher realms of consciousness that are available to you right now. And when you're grounded in the state of knowing, believing, and trusting, and you can allow yourself to be and come from that perspective, things really flow. And even when something comes into your field that's challenging, or it's like sort of like, I'm not too sure how to navigate through this, my boundaries may be getting a little bit not met, maybe I'm not meeting one of my needs, you can bring yourself back to yourself when you can ask yourself those questions. Right now, our boundaries need to be very solid. Our boundaries need to be so strong because there's a lot of things that are coming at us right now. And we feel like we're in a little bit of a war with people around us, a war with ourselves, a war with whatever's happening global. And when we're at peace and sovereignty and trust and belief and grounded and balanced within, then that sort of thing does not tip us over to one space. We can stay in our own path moving forward. Remember that you are a soul having a human experience, and it is okay to be tipped more one way, but always know that you have everything within you to bring yourself back to that center, back to that level of gratitude, that oneness, that abundance, that real channeled of a very, very strong, grounded human. You've always got that access. All you need to do is come back to self. And how you can do that is you can ask yourself some questions. You can ask yourself some questions. Am I meeting my own needs right now? Am I seeking my answers externally when all I need to do is go internally? Why am I second guessing myself right now? What is going on around me that I'm allowing myself not to be in my center, not to be in my sovereignty, not to be at one with myself? Why is my worthiness not as high as I know it should be? And it should be so high that you know that you're worthy of anything. And if it's not here right now, you know without a shadow of a doubt that it is coming to you. It may be today, it may be next week, or it may be next year, or it may be 5 years, or it may be 10 years, but you live in that sovereignty that everything that you have right now within your life that is coming into it is for your highest good. And your happiness, your inner peace, doesn't need to reflect somebody else's emotional state, being, feelings, beliefs, trust, whatever it may be. So where are you not holding the belief within yourself and you're allowing yourself to be swayed? That's taking you out of your balanced state, that's taking out of your groundedness. To really raise yourself and create that high level of happiness, test yourself. How far can you go that you're allowing yourself to actually bring in that happiness? Where are you blocking yourself from receiving happiness within? And remember, this is an inside job. It's not, you don't look externally for other people to fill your happiness. It's not about, okay, so who's not filling? It's about where am I myself, not allowing myself to receive and embody the deeper level of happiness. Start looking within for your answers. Stop seeking externally. The minute you start seeking externally, there's a part of you that is not in integrity. There's a part of you that not is trusting. There's a part of you that's not in belief. There's a part of you that is not wanting to connect to the deeper soul of you to find out why you're actually starting to look externally when you have all the answers internally. Your higher self is always there for you. It's when we allow the ego and the voices to get loud that we start second guessing ourselves. If you're in happiness, joy, and love, you're connected to your higher self. If you're in any other emotions, anger, frustrations, unhappiness, sadness, then you are allowing your ego to take over. The minute you go out of pleasure and you go into pain, your ego is involved. And your ego is not a bad thing. It's here to keep you safe. But understand the differences. When you can go into that understanding, you can navigate through the messiness a lot easier, and with awareness and with curiosity and with knowledge, and with knowledge becomes wisdom. Don't not understand the differences between knowledge and wisdom. You can know everything in the world. You can know all the different facts. You can know all these beautiful things. But if you're not using your wisdom of implementation to actually activate that part of the lesson that you're learning, if you're not actually using that, turning that knowledge into wisdom, then it means nothing. And wisdom, the knowledge with the aligned action and with the belief and trust with yourself and with the opening yourself up to curiosity on that certain thing will activate the wisdom. And when it becomes wisdom, when knowledge becomes wisdom, when you use it, when you take the things that you see that actually are for your highest good and you learn to use them for their highest good, then that becomes wisdom. Because we can learn so much. We can have all these juicy little things that we can say. You can read something on social media and go, oh my God, this person's so wise. No, they have a very high level of knowledge. They are wise if they are using it, if they are actually implementing that, if they are embodying it, if they're actually speaking from a place of actually doing. And that's what you do, because then you can stop looking so much externally for your answers. You can go with the knowledge that you're learning and seek the wisdom within, so you don't have to keep validating yourself, so you don't have to become a seeker, so you can actually allow the worthiness to lift. You can allow your pleasure, you can allow your happiness, you can allow your joy really expand to that new levels, that new height of abundance within you. Get comfortable being on your own. This can be the hardest thing for people, when you can really be in a space of being just so much happiness with being by yourself, and you don't have to fill your mind with so much clutter, and you don't have to keep looking for something to keep you occupied, and you're okay to sit there in the stillness, and you're okay to be by yourself. That is when you will get the most incredible sense of knowledge. You will channel the biggest things that you need to be doing moving forward. You'll be able to tap into your higher self. You'll be centered. You'll be grounded. You'll be receiving the clarity that you need for what is your next steps moving forward, and how you can create more of this beautiful, abundant joy, happiness, and worthiness in your life, so you can move to the spaces that you actually want to go. What you have in your life right now is what is basically the mindset that you have right now. So, and it's the sense of knowing within you. So start opening yourself up to new levels. Complain less. Get into gratitude. For fuck's sake, get into gratitude. If you can be grateful, I'm grateful for these glasses. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this because it teaches me. It's an amazing book. It's taught me so much. I'm grateful for the fact it's raining right now. I'm thankful for the earth that I walk on. I'm so grateful for the food that it comes in. I'm grateful for the solitude because it's opening me up to learn more about myself. Look for the gratitude in where you are right now, even though it could feel like you're like, oh my God, this is just, rah. Look for the gratitude. Stop being needy. I'm just going to roll on to gratitude. Stop being needy. If you're living in a needy space, then you're living in a lack of, which means that you're not living in pleasure, you're living in pain. You're always wanting, you're seeking, you're looking for more. More's coming to you. Know, trust, and believe it is. If you believe that state, if you visualize it, if you're writing it down, then it is coming to you. This is the biggest one. Accept responsibility for what's in your life. And that can be a really hard pill to swallow. When I was down and out, when I was drugged up to my eyeballs, when I was in so much pain, when I was in suicidal, I had to take responsibility for where I was. I had to take responsibility for what was happening within my life. And it's not that I deserve to have the bad things, the perceived bad things that happen, although I love absolutely all of it. I'm grateful for every bit of it. Now I'm sitting where I am in the space. It was more so that I had to find the wound that needed to be cleared and healed so I could actually bring the happiness and joy right up. And the only way I did that was getting real with myself, was getting vulnerable, was really taking responsibility for my own actions and stop blaming other people, because the minute you blame an outside influence, you are in victim mode. And I lived in it. I wallowed in it. I loved it. It was never my fault. And it can be really hard to look at that. But the minute you take that responsibility, watch things clear, watch things open up, watch the universe, God, source, whoever you believe in, bring you what you are desiring. Trust and believe that you've got this. You are the healer. You don't need anybody else. You just need to open yourself up to the beauty that sits inside you. You need to trust and believe that you are fucking amazing. And you are worthy, and you have the courage, the fierceness inside of you to call in whatever you desire and to make it happen. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen next week, but you sit in that trust and belief, because one day you'll wake up and you'll be like, wow, what a ride. This life is a journey. It's not a destination. So stop seeking and looking for one and allow it to unfold. Connect to the beauty that you are within. Live in pleasure. But when you're in pain, understand why. Look for the answers and take responsibility for your life. It is an absolute game changer. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I look forward to coming on for the next one. And if you have anything you would also like me to talk on, if there's anything you'd like me to expand on, just let me know. Put it in the messages, put it down below, send me a message, whatever. Sending you all so much love. Remember, your past does not define your future. You do.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Make sure to check out all the show notes of today's episode on my website by clicking on the link in the description. Also, make sure to join my newsletter to receive a free guided meditation to help you feel grounded throughout your day. Finally, make sure to subscribe to my channel and help us grow the community by sharing it with your friends. I am your host, Lisa Nadler, and this is the Art of Quantum Healing.